Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report, where I will tell you what's going on the markets, and we will try to look for decent trading setups. It's our first meeting this week. This week is a bit shorter. We do have 5 trading days, but we also do have Thanksgiving in US. So American investors are off on Thursday. Most of them will be off on Friday as well. So the volatility should be decreased at the end of the week, and most of the important movements should happen this 3 days. Well, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So actually today and tomorrow. From the information, from the fundamental point of view, what do we have here is problems with German government. They are unable to create a coalition. It negatively, we don't have to go deep inside of this topic, because actually as a traders we don't care. What we should care about is the reaction of the market. So euro is going down at the moment, gold is going down at the moment, and DAX was having some problems. Apart from that, we do have information from the most important central bank in the world, so Fed. Here Janet Yellen announced that she will leave the Federal Reserve after Jerome Powell will take over the position. The thing is that, yes, she won't be a Fed chairman, but she had an option to stay as a governor in Fed until 2024, and she won't do that. So in this way, Trump will have another open seat to fill in the board of governors, and he already has 3 seats there, so it will be the 4th one, and that he will be able to fill on the position there. Is this information important? Yes, it is. Is this information influential at the moment? Not really. It's hard to estimate what influence will it cause on the markets and on dollar, because we don't know who will take over this position, a hawk or a dove. What else do we had overnight? We had the Reserve Bank of Australia meeting minutes, and as for market perceives that as a hawkish minutes, because Australian dollar is now aiming higher, but on some of the instruments that creates an excellent selling opportunity, if not today, maybe tomorrow on or next few days. Calendar is rather empty. We'll have GDT price index, important for New Zealand dollar, pack of data from housing market, and important data for oil traders, so API, weekly crude oil stocks change. And that's actually it, as we saw on Friday, last Friday, when we always check the calendar for the next week. We saw that the calendar this week will be rather empty. Well, there is a huge influence of the Thanksgiving holidays here, so from the fundamental point of view, we should not expect any fireworks at the moment on the market. So if not, let me show you the charts. I have completely new charts for you, new trading occasions. Well, some of them are old, because it's we do have like 40 instruments or something, and I had like 20 of them opened already, and we don't have so many trading occasions to bring you a new one every meeting, because we prefer to talk only about the best trading occasions, right? This one, not random setups on the market. We will start with euro dollar with three instruments that I mentioned on our trading sniper video. So euro dollar, oil, and Australian dollar to Japanese yen, and we will start with those three instruments. What do we have here on euro dollar? It's still a positive sentiment, but in the short term it does not look good. In the mid-term and long-term still it's okay, but buyers can start to get worried. Why is that? Well, first of all, as we can see, this inverse head and shoulder formation with the green neckline got denied because the price came above the neckline. After that, the price broke the upper line of the flag formation, which actually triggers a buy signal. So the price went higher, then there was this flag, so a bearish formation here, bullish formation promoting an upswing. And actually, we got an upswing attempt, or maybe even a false breakout yesterday, as you can see here. But it got quickly denied, and now we're having this false breakout scenario, so a strong movement in the opposite direction. That's a false breakout. And well, I was expecting that the price will test 1.1730, and it happened yesterday and gave us 80 pips downswing, which is fair enough, which is good. But after that the price declined, and it looks like this support will be broken. Why this support was important? Well, it started in the middle of October, and it seemed like it will be crucial support in the midterm. It was, and now it will be, after the breakout, it should be an important resistance here. So now the price is aiming another support. Where is the another support? Let's look in H4. Another support is 50% Fibonacci, also lower line of the flag, and also upper line of this flag. So lower red line, upper blue line. And this is exactly here. That's a combination of those three supports here, which shows us that the price can still decline further, like 26, 25, 30 pips. They can go even deeper and try to test the neckline as the closest support right now. Also, if they would fall here, 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 and the price, it would take more time, we can think about support here. So a combination of a neckline, upper line of the flag, and 61.8 Fibonacci. So this is the place where this downswing can go. This creates a good short-term selling opportunity, and if you will see a bullish price action here and a breakout of the upper line of the flag, that only will be a buy signal. So yet there is no buy signal. I don't see a positive sentiment here, especially with today's breakout of 1.1730, and the bearish scenario seems more probable. Next one will be WTI oil, where we still are in a positive territory since this Friday's upswing here, which is a result of a bounce from a horizontal support here on $55.10 per barrel. That was a resistance. At the end of last year, at the beginning of this year, it was tested once here in 1st of November, and it was finally broken. Broken resistance becomes support according to the price action rules, and that's what happened here. So this is the closest support, and as long as the price stays above the gray area, the sentiment is definitely positive. And now I do have an exotic instrument for you, which is Australian dollar to Japanese yen, but it is a very interesting setup. Actually, it can even start from here. All right. Let me start from the long-term situation on a weekly chart, because those red lines here may show you the wedge of the this downtrend, which is a correction of this downtrend, right? And at some point they had a chance for an inverse head and shoulder formation, like here, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, but in the middle of September they failed to break this resistance here, this neckline. So that cancels the inverse head and shoulder formation and creates a wedge here. Also, we had a head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder breakout of the neckline, which trigger a sell signal. Sell signal was also triggered when the price broke this horizontal support here. This one on 85.8. And now, after breaking it, most probably the price will test it as a resistance. So we are waiting for this compact movement, which actually triggers short-term buy signal. But once the price will get here, price will meet important resistances. So first of all, it will be this horizontal one. Second will be this mid-term downtrend line here, black one. And third one, potential, can be the correction equality pattern here. So this correction, 140 pips, can be the same as this one, 140 pips. Actually, lows of this correction are here. Yes, so this is the area where the price can reverse. Can, but does not have to. To this area, we do have 50 pips. And what traders should do, should wait for the price to get there, create a bearish price action, and if you will see a bearish price action here, that should trigger a sell signal. Next one is an exotic instrument, but situation here can be perceived as very bearish. Actually, it's very similar to this one on Australian dollar to Japanese yen. So what do we have here is failed inverse head and shoulder formation here on a weekly chart. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Instead of breakout of a neckline, the price created a wedge formation. Those blue lines is a wedge. After the breakout of the lower line of the wedge, the sell signal was triggered, but now the price tests the previous resistance, the previous support as a closest resistance. And we have a combination of two factors here. First one is the old neckline. This red line is a neckline, and the lower line of the wedge. And the price getting here and creating a bearish price action will trigger a sell signal on this instrument, American dollar to Danish krone. Yes, American dollar DKK, Danish krone. For now, we are waiting. Wait and see approach. So we are waiting for the price to get there and show us the direction. Gold created a false breakout yesterday. I thought that they're gonna continue, especially that they broke this horizontal resistance, which was with us since the middle of October, and they used that as a support, and at some point that support hold, like here, and this upswing here, but this drop canceled the bullish dream for now, and that drop actually is a very negative sign, and most probably we will soon test a very important horizontal support on gold on $1,267 per ounce, not to mention the long-term uptrend line here. So we can have a very important test of the sentiment on gold soon. Remember, $1,267 per ounce is a crucial price for gold at the moment. Next one, also exotic instrument, which is New Zealand dollar to Singaporean dollar, is continuing the downswing that was expected. So we were saying that the short position should emerge here. It did, almost 200 pips. We are waiting for the price to touch this lower red line, which is 100 pips lower than current levels. So that is our prediction, that is our view on New Zealand dollar to Singaporean dollar. Next one is euro to Japanese yen. So I spotted this hammer candle yesterday, but it was during the day, so I didn't know if this formation will hold or not. As we can see, at the end of the day, the price managed to close this candle as a hammer, but it's not so good as it would be like with a closing here. It's still right. Does it create a buy signal? Well, if so, this buy signal is not so strong because currently the price is not respecting that so much, because there is no major bounce from this horizontal support. As long as we do not close below the green area here, the sentiment is positive. This green area is around 130, 180. As long as the price do not close the day, the price does not close the day below that area, the sentiment is positive. But daily close below this area should trigger a short-term, mid-term sell signal on this instrument on euro to Japanese yen. American dollar to Polish zloty lost a bit of volatility recently after the breakout of this lower line of the wedge formation. We do have a sideways trend, not very interesting. It's we can call it a small flag. Flag obviously is a trend continuation pattern, so what we should see is a breakout of the upper line, and the price should aim the lows from the beginning of September around 3.51. Australian dollar to American dollar. Here you can see this bullish reaction on hawkish minutes. But well, the midterm downtrend line is really close. I was expecting that the price should test the downtrend line here and make a correction equality pattern before reversing. But guys, it's not a big difference, right? Here we do have 20 pips and we already made like 620, right? 600, so probably we made like almost 600. So if you made 600 pips, 20 pips is not a big difference. It can be this margin. So if the price will reverse now, that will be a beautiful correction equality pattern. But for me, there is no buy signal here yet. I would love to see the price for the buy signal. I would love to see the price breaking the midterm downtrend line and this horizontal resistance. So price getting here is a buy signal on Australian dollar to American dollar. As long as we stay below, there is a sell signal with a potential aim here on 50% Fibonacci and long-term uptrend line. Another one is American dollar to Canadian dollar, which is having a roller coaster. I thought that it's one of the strongest setups on the market, but it failed to be so. Look at that. Upswing, downswing, upswing, downswing. This is not a good environment to trade. Obviously, the price making higher highs and higher lows, so that's an uptrend. But those movements are a bit too sharp, at least for my strategy. Look, from the shooting star to the hammer, this is not a good environment to be in. But at the end of the day, well, price being above 1.2780 is a positive sign, and there is a maybe not buy signal here, but there is a positive sentiment. Cable broke the upper line of the symmetric triangle formation, aims higher, but is still locked in this boring sideways trend, which restricts the price for 270 pips movements, and it's from the beginning of October. So we won't have any fireworks as long as when the price stays inside. So for a buy signal, we need to see the breakout of the upper line here. For the sell signal, we need to see a breakout of the lower line here. American dollar to Singaporean dollar. That's a very interesting situation because, well, no signal yet, but breakout of the midterm downtrend line and a breakout of the horizontal resistance triggers a legitimate strong buy signal, and a breakout of the lower line of this sideways trend of this rectangle triggers a legitimate sell signal. So we do have we just have to wait here, but you don't have to guess the direction. Here in this kind of setups, price shows you the direction. So price with the breakout shows you in which way you should look, which way you should invest. New Zealand dollar to American dollar had a very bad time on Friday. As you can see here, we made new long-term lows. We were on the lowest levels this year and lowest levels since the beginning of June. That was a breakout of the horizontal support from May, and as the support was broken, it was then tested as a resistance yesterday, and apparently we are having another test today. That's a good occasion to sell. There is a sell signal as long as we stay below the yellow area and below the midterm downtrend line here, marked here with a pink color. Although we are on a yearly low, so it's not a good place to sell, but Bitcoin showed us that you can even buy after 100% upswing or after 300% upswing. There is no problem with that, so there shouldn't be a problem if you want to sell near yearly lows, because the price can eventually go lower. American dollar to Chinese yuan. We had a nice volatility here at the end of August and beginning of September, but the volatility drops, which creates a symmetric triangle pattern. And on symmetric triangle pattern, what we do is wait for the breakout, either of the lower line of this formation or the upper line of this formation. As always in symmetric triangles, after the breakout, you have a horizontal support here and a horizontal resistance. Horizontal resistance is a bit closer, but it's equally important. So actually breakout only of the upper line of the triangle does not trigger a buy signal. You should wait for the breakout here. And for the sell signal, well, yes, breakout of the lower line should trigger a sell signal, but with a small potential target, because the first target will be here. And breakout of the lower line of the triangle does not mean that we will aim for the yellow support. To aim the yellow support, we need to see the breakout of the gray area first. Next one, American dollar to Swedish krona. As you can see, those instruments that we're having are kind of exotic, but we do have a nice trading setups there. So on American dollar to Swedish krona, what we're having is we are trying to create a buy signal. First of all, the price breaks the 38.2, then the price breaks the midterm downtrend line, and the price breaks the long-term resistance created by this upper line of the recent flag formation. So it looks like buyers will succeed, and candlestick close above that area opens us a way to this resistance here on the upper yellow line, right? So a close here opens us a way here with a nice reversal. This reversal started with the inverse head and shoulder formation, so it's a very, very good technical setup. Euro to Norwegian krone had a buy signal last week because we broke the upper line of the triangle. We're in an uptrend. We also broke the horizontal resistance here. Let me show you the short-term situation, because after the breakout, what we are having here is a kind of a rectangle. The price is still above the horizontal support, which is very good. As long as we stay above the yellow area, the sentiment is positive, and this rectangle that we're having is a rectangle, and rectangle is a trend continuation pattern. So far so good. We do not see any signals that this positive sentiment can be denied. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, simple as it is. Upswing, trend continuation pattern, which is a flag. Trend continuation pattern meets horizontal support here, and that's a positive sign, especially that we're having a bounce here. So with this bounce from this horizontal support, we should see 74 pips upswing afterwards, because that's what the trend is telling us, that the price making higher highs and higher lows. Flag, horizontal support, everything looks bullish here. Australian dollar to Canadian dollar. What we're having here is a breakout. Maybe we start from here. Is a breakout of the uptrend line on a daily chart, pretty significant, and a breakout of the horizontal support. And now the price tries to test those two as the closest resistances. So the first one is the horizontal resistance. Uptrend line is not far away, so we should get this test soon. The price reversing here, creating a bearish reversal pattern like a shooting star, engulfing, head and shoulder formation, double top, etc. should trigger us a sell signal, and quite a strong one. And last but not least is Australian dollar to Japanese yen. Oh, I'm sorry, Australian dollar to Japanese yen was already mentioned by us. But it's interesting because, well, you know, it's true, because on two different charts I do have the same sell setup. So it looks like a very good one, good trading opportunity which I'm waiting, and that's why I even was telling about this Australian dollar to Japanese yen on our trading sniper video, where I pick only the best trading setups on the market. So Australian dollar with Japanese yen is one of them. So you can see that this time we do have different set of instruments. Well, we do have majors like cable, American dollar, euro dollar, gold, Kiwi, Australian dollar to American dollar, but we don't have, for example, euro to British pound, or we don't have, for example, American dollar to Japanese yen, because currently we do not see any interesting setups there, so no reason to waste your time to look for setups on the instruments where you don't have any. Thanks very much for watching for watching daily analytical report. Now we'll have a short break, and after that we will have a webinar about the price action trading. So a very interesting one, for me, learning price action was a game changer in trading, so I advise you to attend this webinar too. Thanks very much, guys, and see you in 30 minutes.